I told them all. I talked to them a few months before we got started services, and I told them I'm going to need their help, and I do need their help in more than one way this morning. But I also am mindful of the concept that one of the principles of being a good trial attorney is never asking a question you don't know the answer to. And I can't help but think I'm violating that principle in so many ways this morning by soliciting some of the help I'm going to solicit. But I'm sure we'll get through and illustrate some of these points this morning. You know, the lesson I've entitled is Life in a Bucket. And all this stuff that's up here behind me this morning before I came in was in the bucket. And we've got things in this bucket that I've taken out, laid up here, that are going to illustrate what life is about for us. And guys, if I asked all the youth and is the adults think about it, what is life about? Let me ask you this, what do you hope to do in life? I will ask the adults as the children have thought about it. Some of you may have thought about your own lives, and some of you may have thought about the answers the children would have given. You know, the answers that the children probably thought about had to do with the next couple hours, right? Had to do with the next couple months. What's the big event that just occurred here recently, guys? What's over for the summer? School, right? Yeah, oh, exciting stuff. It's done for the summer. It's not just the young ones. I see some school teachers back here. They're smiling awful big too. But they may be thinking about things to come for the next couple months. But what's the difference between what you may have thought for your life and what these young ones thought for their lives? We may think of what these young ones think of as, oh, they're so short-sighted, right? They aren't thinking very far down the road. I ask, how far are we looking down the road? You know, I said life in a bucket, and in a few moments I'm going to ask for several volunteers, but all this come out of the bucket. But we think of life as a glass, or as a mason jar. I like mason jars better than glasses. What do we do with life, guys? What do we do? Evie? We drink out of glasses, yeah? What do we do with our lives? What do we do on a regular basis?
We put ice in them.
Yeah, we put ice in glasses, right? That's good. What do we do with our lives?
We put water out.
Yeah, water and ice. That's a good concept. That really helps out. We fill them up, don't we? Both glasses and our lives. And you know, these guys have illustrated that pretty well. We put different things in there, don't we, into our lives. All with the same concept. What's going to benefit me, right? That's what we put into our mason jars or into our glasses. If I want some water, or maybe mom and dad aren't paying real good attention, you know, we might put a little something else in there that has some sugar or some caffeine in there, right? Things that are going to help out and make me feel good. We put things into our glass. We put things into our lives that we like. Guys, what is in your life that you like? Tell me one thing, Christian. Can you tell me something? You have nothing you like. You're depressing me. Coke? All right. Coke? What else? Skip, Evie? Video games. Boy, there's lots of games, huh? And I got some games up here. I've got some Army men up here. And there's lots of Army men in games too, huh? We put some games in there, couldn't we? How about toys? You guys, Matthew, do you like toys? Do you like Legos? He does? I got a Lego for you. It's not very exciting. I'll give it to you. You can't let it grow up. All right, so we're going to put Legos in there. Notice I got a couple of different kinds. I got a princess, so her hair's falling out already. But got a princess with some blonde hair. I got some kind of little boy with blonde hair. We got all kinds of toys, right? Some of you girls, you like princesses? Yeah, we better get a princess in there. What kind of princess? None of the princesses had blue hair when I was young. She's probably not a princess, but they all have blue hair now. That's Strawberry Shortcake call. Thank you for straightening me out on that. You can't forget her hat, right? Get some things in there. How many of you boys like ball? You play ball? Yeah, we gotta get balls in there, right? Got some marbles to represent ball. And you know what, guys? What does all these things take? What's it take to get anything done in life? It would be one of my children. That's okay. We're going to put my favorite thing in here, okay? Because without money, we don't have money for Legos. We don't have any of these things. So we need a lot of money, don't we? Notice that we have two of these. One says Mom's spare change, and one says Dad's spare change, but I brought Mom's change today. Yeah, it takes lots of money. Anna told me the other day, we were going down the road. There we go. Look at that. It's overflowing, isn't it? Can we fit anything more in there? Is it full? It's even overflowing. Anna told me, Dad, I don't like money. I said, are you sure? We were on the way to one of Christian's ball games. Oh, it changed your mind. Yeah. You know what changed that? We got to the ball game, and Anna says, Dad, can I have some candy? I said, I'm sorry, honey, you don't like money. She says, but I like candy. I said, you can't have candy without money. So I'm not giving you any money. And her tune changed in a hurry. I'll say she liked money. Yeah, money's good stuff. Guys, is that jar full?
Yes.
Yes, doesn't look like we could get anything more in there. In fact, I know some of you guys scarfed up what fell over the top. It's overflowing, right? Well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't take much effort. In a few moments, we were able to fill up our entire lives with stuff, weren't we? Literally, it only took a couple moments to fill up this jar. But our lives aren't that much different. We're able to fill it up. And you guys, as youngsters, with so much of your life out in front of you, I don't have as much life in front of me in all likelihood as you guys have anymore. I've used a lot of mine up. But you've got a lot out in front of you. Where are you going to fill it up with? As we look around this day, we see all kinds of things that we can fill our lives up with. We can fill them up with entertainment. We can fill them up with money. We can fill them up with toys and gadgets and cars. Yeah, but here's the thing. Even when this life, we're going to go over the bucket. Even when this life is full, Helen, I'm being very careful. Helen does a wonderful job of cleaning. We don't want to put her talents to the full test. Now, was that really full, guys? No, it wasn't full at all. In fact, I've been able to waste a lot of my good Coke in that full jar, wasn't I? You see that? And you know what? No matter how full we put our lives with things, no matter how much we cram into it, our life's still going to be empty without the right things in here. We can put as much stuff into our lives that we can't fit anything else, and yet we're going to have empty spots in our hearts if we don't fill it with the right thing. Jack, I told you I needed help from a lot of the young. The biz went down, so we're safe for a few moments. So I need your help too. Would you kill the lights for me? Just the front row, if you would. How do we turn the lights on, guys? You guys up here, thank you. How do we turn them on? We flip the switch. Go ahead and do that for me. I thought you said it's how we turn the lights on. You want to try? Yeah. Switch. How do we turn the lights on? With electricity. How come how come Lincoln wasn't right? I would give you the same answer. I said, yeah, bad there, Lincoln. We turn the lights on by switching the switch, don't we? Go ahead if you would, Jack, and switch that switch. What's the difference? Yeah, that one has power, right? We could say that a little simpler. That one has power. You see, this switch has no power. And no matter how many things we fill our lives up with, no matter how much we cram into it, our lights aren't going to truly be on because, why? We have no what in our lives? Power? We have no power, right? Guys, what are we supposed to do with our lights? What are we supposed to do with our lights? Use them to let them shine, right? I don't sing very well, and I'm starting to lose some of the younger ones. So then you're going to help me out, right? All of you are going to help me out. What do we do with our lights? This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Right? We could go on, but I won't torture myself or you any more than that. What do we do with our lights? Or I'll sing again. What do we do with our lights? Hands are going up now. Go ahead, all of you. We let them shine. What do we need for our lights to shine? Power. Jesus said in John 10:10, I came that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. And you see, no matter how much we cram into our lives, if we don't have the power of Jesus, our life's going to be empty. Our light's not going to be on because we are lacking the power that comes from above. Now, I want to point out just a couple of things. I don't know. I thought about asking you guys who you think the strongest person in the congregation is. Paul? Okay. Well, I'll go with Paul. I know who thinks they're the strongest. Paul, can you help me out? You think? Yeah, well, no. Christian says you're the strongest in here. So would you mind coming up here a minute and help me out? How many of you guys think Paul can lift this up? Raise your hand if you think Paul can lift this bucket. Most of all, except Matthew. you got doubter here, don't you? How many of you think Paul can lift this bucket up? Good. You got a couple, Paul. Go ahead and use that string, if you would, to pick that up. Oh! You see that, guys? Thank you, Paul. He wasn't able to pick it up. Andy read, are you still there, Andy? From Galatians, the 6th chapter and verse 2?
I am.
This is part of having the power of Christ. See, the world says we ought to put as much into our lives as we can. I ought to do as much as I can for me. That you ought to do as much as you can for you. But the power that comes from Jesus says,
bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ.
but carry one another's burdens. Now, Paul has a problem he can't accomplish on his own. Do you guys think we can help him? Yeah? Okay, now I'm not going to need cooperation. So let's start this end. Evie, would you come up here? And Sarah and Emma. Hey, hold on. Wait. I'll give you instructions. You're good helpers. Hold each side of this one, Evie. Okay, and I guess you'll be the next helper. Hang on, I'm going to give you guys your own strings. The turning illustration's coming to light, isn't it? All right, good job. Wait. I'll give you your string. Here we go. Okay, one more, Anna, Paul. I would have liked to have illustrated how 4 little girls could pick up what Bob couldn't, but You were volunteered as our strong man. Here, Anna's yours. Okay, girls, use nothing but the string, but pick it up. Oh! Looky there. Yeah. Good job. All right. Now, why were you girls able to pick you up? Good job. Go ahead and sit down. Why were you girls able to pick up Mr. Paul wasn't? Is it because all of you are stronger than he is? What do you think? I haven't been back here. What, do you think the girls are stronger than Paul? No, probably not, huh? But what did they have that Paul didn't have? More string. They worked together, didn't they? And as Christians, rather than just focusing on ourselves, we're supposed to make sure that we help one another. You know, it's interesting to me earlier that someone gave all these kids a $1 bill. Adults, you think about our lives get like this awful quick, doesn't it? Gets completely full. But you know, these kids, go ahead and sit up there, Anna. These kids had a $1 bill each to put in the collection. And it was given to them just before the collection. And I happened to look over, and man, they're doing some creative things with those $1 bills. I saw whistles, I saw tunnels, I saw poking mechanisms, right? I saw them folded up, I saw them trying to be hid, right? I thought, man, they are creative with their money. How creative are we with our money? And how much different is what we do with our money than what they do with theirs? Just poking it like at times, aren't they? But guys, what's different from the world and what we're supposed to do is the world says that we're going to gain happiness by shoving as many things into our lives as we can shove into them. But we're seeing in life and in the Bible and illustrated here today that the way we have true happiness, the way we fill our things up with things that really matter, is by going to Jesus, by letting Him have the power in our lives and being focused on other people's needs and other burdens. You know what's really wonderful, guys and ladies? You helped out with Paul's burden. You want to know what's so wonderful about helping Paul out this morning? What? Cleaning up. What's so wonderful about helping Paul out is he's probably going to be willing to help you out. When he sees one of your shoes untied, he's probably going to be willing to help you out with that. And one of the wonderful things is that when we're truly dedicated to others, it's amazing how much we have coming back to us. He's what? He's going to come in a boat. In a bow. Oh, he's going to tie your shoes in a bow. That makes more sense. I couldn't figure out how Paul being in his boat's helping you. He's going to tie your shoes in a bow. Good point. You know, I love these young guys because no matter how much I try to illustrate things, and these are lessons for each of us to learn, no matter how much I strive to illustrate things where they can learn, they are constantly teaching us about life. Sometimes all our neighbor needs is their shoe tied in a bow. Are you tapped into the power this morning? The power of Christ that allows your light to truly shine, that men may see your good works and glorify your Father, which is in heaven. This morning, if you're not tapped into that power source, why not start this morning by believing in Jesus, by confessing Him before men, by repenting of your sins and being immersed for the remission of those sins? If you've not been to Jesus, why not come forward this morning as we stand and sing?